We're live! Although we have a couple of minutes before we got to do the intro.
Oh,
Hey
okay.
guys, we're,
Going live
we're
to get
live
the
a couple
links and
minutes
stuff
early so that we
early.
can grab links and be prepped. Welcome to Joey Matterhorn. We are the Good Rep Boys. My name's Cody. This is Jordan. This is not our introduction.
All right. Then I won't introduce.
I am super curious, and I would love anyone's feedback on. Let's get this message out here first. Join at Jordan and I live on the Joey Matterhorn YouTube channel.
It clipped us. It was like, what does the marker button do? Click the marker button, and I just made a clip.
All right. You're clipping us now? Are you our clip master?
Yeah, clip that.
Let's work. I will say the ring light really does kind of change things. Does that wash me out? I will.
No, you look
This
all right.
new angle, I would love to get any feedback on this new angle. This is completely new to us.
You say that, but
What do we got
be
going
careful
on
asking the internet for feedback on anything ever.
I just think the internet has some really good opinions on stuff. Come on, man. Haven't you ever just tossed out a question into the void and gotten exactly the answer you were looking for?
The internet is nothing but helpful, honest, and good people.
Helpful, honest, and straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. I've never known anything wrong to happen on the internet.
There's never been
People
anything
can't
bad
lie.
that's
Little
never
did you know.
Yeah, little did you know the internet is the safest place in the world. Nothing bad has ever happened once on the internet.
In the entire history of the internet. All right. It is noon. Are you ready? Are you ready for the intro time?
I don't know. I'm sitting here just pinging out the link to anybody who may be interested in watching it.
I'm learning Riverside. For everyone, welcome. I'm gonna drum roll. Hopefully this works for us.
Oh,
hey!
Now you just need
welcome to Lunch with the Good Rep Boys. We're live on Joey Matterhorn's channel today. Our game plan. My name Cody. His name Jordan. If I can get through like my intro, I'm still working on a catchphrase. It's still something like I think about. I've had a couple of ideas, but I'm workshopping them. We're gonna bring them out.
The thing about a catchphrase, Cody, is like if you force a catchphrase, it's horrible. A catchphrase just has to be like, you can't be like, I'm thinking of a catchphrase. It's like, no, man, you just need to have something that naturally happens, like my little wave at the beginning of every live.
Your little wave. Okay, fair. But what if I had like a list of 10 and I was working my way through them over like the next 10 like intros? Like I feel like there's energy to be put out.
The very act of workshopping the catchphrase is where you are falling apart.
You lose authenticity when you start workshopping the catchphrase. Immediately it just reminds me of all of our work chats where it's like, hey, let's start workshopping this business name, this brand name, and it's a group chat of like 30 people coming up with a t-shirt. I'm like, ooh.
I'm still sitting here just pinging out the link to just random people in my texts.
Hell yeah.
Okay, come check
if it's on the internet, it must be true. I agree, Sarah. Zip Zap Zonk.
Very
honestly true. Zip Zap Zonk. Blah.
You got it.
The speech therapy as a child did not stick, obviously. Zip Zap Zonk. Zorp. Zippity Zank Zorp. Actually, Zippity Zank Zorp I'm here for. Zippity Zank Zorp.
Are you trying to bounce that off?
There was a question. Did you not sense the question mark at the end of Zippity Zank Zorp?
I wasn't sure if it was posed to chat, if it was posed to me. I don't know what the question is. Now you're just trying to pull a catchphrase out of chat, it's the first thing that came through, dude. See, you're trying too hard with the whole catchphrase thing. You are trying way too hard.
I feel like that's the energy that Good Rep comes to the function with. Too much energy. I'm full of pure gold. Okay. Anyways, hey, welcome. My name's Cody. I'm one of the managers here at Good Rep Media. This is Jordan. Jordan is one of our web designers. We're glad to be here on the Joey Matterhorn channel today. We're actually going to be talking about Joey Matterhorn himself. I was hoping that we could kind of get into who Joey Matterhorn is, our experiences with Joey Matterhorn, and then talk about some of the things that Joey Matterhorn's got going on, some of the software, some of the background and the affiliate backgrounds and all of that Joey Matterhorn has. What are your thoughts on Joey Matterhorn? Is Joey Matterhorn an influencer, Jordan? That's my first thing, because I've always thought he was. Joe doesn't agree.
Joey Matterhorn is a concept. All right.
Is a concept of an idea.
Yeah, it's a concept of a concept. It's a meta concept. All right. And you got to be big brain to understand it. Now, Joey Matterhorn at its core is a personality invented by Joseph Delfgau, a good friend of ours, someone we work with regularly.
Regularly work with him.
Good friend of the pod. Good friend of the pod.
Good friend of the pod. We help some of his companies. We work with him quite a lot.
He is a concept. So Joe, he made a lot of money in marketing and knows a lot about marketing and knows really a good way to kind of get out there and create an online brand. And he has spent time, money, and effort putting together a system, a tool belt, as he calls it, of software and utilities for you to kind of use in order to copy his success and find it on your own.
Yeah, and I think more than anything else. So when I think of like influencers and stuff like that, like, so we're doing a podcast, we're here creating content, we're talking about like cutting it up and putting out shorts and trying to gain an audience. At the end of the day, we're trying to influence people to pay for our services in some way, shape, or form. Now, the larger an audience we have, the better off we're more likely to be. Creating entertaining content is part of that. And so I think that's where Joey Matterhorn kind of is at. So he wants to, he wants to educate. He wants to basically help people start their own businesses or educate them on these different types of funnels and these different types of ideas on how marketing works. And I feel like there is this, I know that there are a lot of gurus in the marketing space. A lot of people who claim to have all the answers. Take my course and you'll learn everything. And I think that's there's definitely some truth in there. A lot of people have come up with a system that works for them. We definitely have a system at Good Rep where we know how to get you ranking. That's our offer, is getting you ranking on Google, and we know how to do that. We have a system for that. And so Joey Matterhorn is the front-facing brand of an affiliate marketer who has this experience in affiliate marketing. And I think, like, dude, Joe's got a lot of experience with marketing. Like, I feel like you touched on it. You're like, he made a lot of money with marketing. He made a lot of money with marketing. And he's still making a lot of money with marketing.
Yeah.
He's just also trying to educate people on how to do smaller versions of what he's doing.
One of my favorite things about Joe is, you know, he wants to share his knowledge. You know, I think deep down, like, he would love to have like the business that he's set up and, you know, make money passively from it. But deep down, I think what he wants to be known best for is, you know, someone, some type of speaker, some type of continued knowledge, or sorry, how
continuing education.
Yeah, continuing.
We're gonna hit that brain plasticity.
Yeah. So like that's one thing I like about him is like he can get up there in front of you and he can talk to you about anything. And, you know, sometimes it may be like but, you know, like I don't know how I want to say it, because I don't want to like disparage like what he's saying. Like sometimes like you hear it and it's easy for it to go in one ear and out the other, because sometimes it sounds like he's talking in circles. But then when you take in the knowledge and you actually like break down
Yes.
what he is saying, it's like, okay, he does know what he is talking about, and he does tell you about it in a great way. And
Yeah, and
think
I
that's
well, I
really good.
do. I think it's really important because I feel like, especially in our generation, so we're both millennials, right? We're both in our 30s, young 30s, very young, but we have this whole idea surrounding college. We were raised with this idea of like, okay, go to college, go get your degree, go get your master's, get your MBA. Like, if you want to be high up, you need these higher level accolades. Joe is much more of a guy who went out there and he did the thing. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? He's not go to college and get all the degree. He has
he
the
did go to
education. He's
college.
taking courses,
He did go to
but
college.
he did go to college, yes, but he's not, MBA, huge tech bro, venture
Right.
capitalist out here trying to get a bunch of investors, stuff like
His
that.
degree
He's
isn't
much
paving
more
the
of
way
like,
for him.
what's that?
His degree isn't like paving the way for him. Like he didn't like get a
Oh yeah, yeah,
degree
yeah.
to like do what he ended up doing, you know?
No, his the what paved the way for him to do what he's doing is getting out there and doing the thing.
Yes.
He had a knowledge of housing. It all comes from a realtor's background, which I think, I mean, talking about the journey of someone who is learning marketing, I feel like realtors really do need to learn marketing because you are your own marketer. You're advertising your service. And with that said, good rep, we're always willing to help and talk with some realtors if you're ever looking to help your online reputation. Little self promotion right there. Love fitting those in. But he was a realtor, and so he learned how to market himself. But he also learned how mortgages worked, how buying a house worked. And what you learn through that whole process is that there's a lot of ways to fall off, not get approved for mortgages, get approved for better mortgages, and a lot of things that you need to do if you're going to get approved for these things. And so, for example, credit repair, working off your bills, budgeting, first time homebuyer grants, navigating buying a house, there are a lot of different options for you. And so, Joe, when he was first getting started learning all of these things, that's kind of where his experience was. And I think he touches on that quite a lot in a lot of his content, where he helped people get into homes and that was his focus. But sometimes helping people get into their homes was helping them repair their credit. And when he first started, it was, hey, this guy can repair your credit, go over there. Well, you learn through affiliate marketing that that guy over there who repairs credit, he'll pay you $10 if you offer him a customer. Credit Karma, they will pay you money if you send someone their way and get them to sign up for Credit Karma. And those systems, that affiliate income is extremely important to kind of hedge your bets on your main offer. So, like as a realtor, he would make money off of people buying a house, but he would also make money off people who came to him, weren't ready to buy a house, and he would send them to the people who would get them ready. And you know what happens when you're that guy who's like, hey, your credit's bad, but let me help you get your credit fixed. And then you send them away and they get their credit fixed and then they come back to you.
Yeah,
And
you're
yeah,
getting little trickles of income every step along the way.
exactly. And you're able to kind of branch out. And this is, I mean, we're getting into like the basics of creating a marketing funnel. You get all of those people into your funnel, and then when you get them while they're coming down, you see, okay, I can monetize them this way, I can monetize them this way. Who needs those people? What
But
do those people want? How can you best serve those people?
I mean,
Um,
the
yeah,
very act of like of you saying, and now we're starting to get into all of this is really like, I think that paints a good picture of like what the mindset is like getting into all of
yeah,
this. Where it's like, and now we're starting to get into like the busyness of it, and that's when people start to be like, oh, this sounds like a lot of work. This is a lot of things that I need to prepare for. But that's the beautiful thing about Joey Matterhorn, and the beautiful thing about this transition I'm doing. The Joey Matterhorn tool belt is the perfect thing to help you kind of put those worries at ease. It gives you all the tools you need to be able to do all those. Like I said, a little bit of a trickle of income every step along the way.
mhm.
That tool belt is what you need to begin getting those little trickles of income. It
Well,
gives you.
exactly. And getting into that, so there's a couple different softwares that he recommends that Joey Matterhorn's been working on. I've worked on some of these softwares. I've used some of them. Some of them are in the process of being launched. Some of them are in their final stages. These types of software, they take a long time to launch. They take a lot of energy to build. And I think it's just worth noting that when you have a smaller team that are working on these things, a lot of what Joey Matterhorn has built was built for his internal teams, his internal processes. Like I mentioned, he's an affiliate marketer. He made a lot of money working with these first time home buyers, working with these people who needed credit fixes, and he did that through a lot of different monetization. And he realized he needed quick landing pages. He needed templated landing pages that he could churn out relatively quickly and get approved to run traffic for it. He's not a developer. He's not a guy who can go back there and program your HTML site and make sure everything looks super pretty. But he wanted a buy the box builder to make things easy. And so my time with Joe, I've seen him use a couple of different builders, and the most recent iteration, the one that he is decided to actually start getting ready to bring to market, that he thinks is going to be useful for people, is LanderPage. And Jordan, have you gotten into LanderPage? Have you had a chance to check that out?
I've dabbled with LanderPage a small bit. I've done more on like the actual design of the LanderPaging front-facing website than I have the actual back end side of creating landing pages and everything. I mean,
figure.
I'm a web designer, so like landing page builders, I can build a landing page as fast as a landing page builder can really build one. They can build them faster, but I can build one nicer, I think,
Yeah.
But I've still played around with it. I played around more. You said he kind of had different iterations of it along the way. I played around a little bit more when we were doing Apex. When
way back.
Apex was our page building software that we were developing, which has been a stepping stone to LanderPage, if I understand correctly.
As I understand LanderPage, so just I'm going to get the pitch out. LanderPage is a landing page building software. It's being built for affiliates by affiliates. Obviously, there are going to be more uses outside of just affiliate marketing software, but the goal is to have this accomplish all of your affiliate marketing needs. If you need to build a form, if you need to get a quick embed, if you need to build a landing page for your messenger funnel, when you're creating your media buying funnel and you need 10 different landing pages for the 10 different affiliate products that you're going to be offering in that funnel, and you want to get that funnel set up today, LanderPage is what you're going to want to be using for that. Templated projects, pages, templated everything, able to be duplicated, everything easily editable. You can do your own custom HTML. I do know that you have the ability to go in and do a lot of custom edits, include your own custom creatives. We do have a library that you are going to be able to choose from, but LanderPage, check it out. Right now, the website is up. It is live. You can go check it out. Signups, I believe, are limited. We are going to be bringing some more people on to test it out sometime soon. I think we're going to be doing some free trials to start off with. If we are, I'll definitely make sure we get some codes or something to hand out to people if that's how we're going to be doing it. Not 100% sure on all that yet, but
yeah, I mean, worst case right now, like you said, it's limited to get in there. If you want to be one of the first people to kind of get in at it, at the very least, try and get in there, get signed up, or at the very least, reach out to one of the emails and let the admin.
Yeah, I was going to say
that you are interested
get on the list.
They're active. They'll get out there and they will get back to you.
Yeah, get on the list, and we will definitely make sure that someone's reaching out, because I know that they have a newsletter going right now with some updates, but definitely check them out. Landing pages are extremely important. This is maybe a little bit off the beaten path for Good Rep because we do our own website building, so I'm lax or hesitant to sit here and promote another landing page builder. But the thing with LanderPage is that if you're in the need of a quick and dirty landing page, these might not be ranking unless you're doing direct brand search. So there's that to pay attention to. But that's not the point.
I wouldn't be hesitant to, like the websites we provide are fulfilling a totally different niche than what a landing page for affiliate marketing is doing. That is meant to be a like, here, I'm going to take 5 minutes, not even. I'm going to fill out some information, and then boom, I'm going to have a page here that I can direct people to, where all they see is a form to fill out. They fill out the form and they move on. We are focused over here at GoodRep when we build our websites on, like you said, the SERP ranking. We're trying to make sure we're showing up on Google. We're trying to direct the flow to move it towards sales, any type of e-commerce or anything like that, or pointing people towards, booking appointments. A lot different than just getting a form filled.
Yeah. And the thing with a lot of the affiliates who will be using Lander Page and these types of landing page softwares are that they're looking for something, usually what's called an interstitial page, which is something that you can put in between an ad in itself. So a lot of people, let's use drop shipping as an example. If you are going to drop ship a product, you normally do not own the landing page that you're going to be sending people to. The place where they're going to make that purchase, the adding to cart, you don't necessarily get to control that unless you're part of an MLM or you're actually in this marketing funnel. You are sending people to a page with a code or with a specific bit of code in the form fills. So what a lot of people do is they use an interstitial page, and that's what Lander Page is going to be able to accomplish. So if you're going to be drop shipping, product from Alibaba or something like that, before you send them to the Alibaba page, you're going to want the interstitial page created in Lander Page, be able to collect that information, analyze those analytics and see the traffic that you're getting, collect those form fills, make sure you're collecting that information. And I think that's what Lander Page really excels at, being able to duplicate those out quickly, get those ads run very quickly. I do know that we're using it internally a lot right now, aren't we?
Yes.
Our internal teams are quite active. I'm trying to go look right now to see if we have an active chat on it. But what would you say the best use, the biggest difference between our own sites and these Lander Page sites are? What are the benefits of each?
So obviously the benefit of Lander Page is the ease of creation and the time sink, because there's virtually none. Lander Page, the benefit is you have it up immediately. The benefit of a website like what we build is I can never say this right, customizability. How customizable it is. Yeah, how customizable it is. When we're building a site, we can build anything that we picture in our head. We can get built. Whereas Lander Page, you can still put in anything that you want to put in, but you can't really format it the way that you maybe want to, or exactly get it up how you envisioned. There's not really going to be any metadata, any type of actual SEO,
title tags, none of the SEO extra stuff.
That's going into those. You may be able to do it with Lander Page.
I think they're talking about adding it in actually, which I think is extremely important. That is a really cool thing to be added.
Yeah. Now that being said, the thing with a landing page is most of the traffic isn't going to be super organic. It's going to be, you send it in a text message, you send it in an email, you ping out the link to a bunch of people, and then they follow a link to get there, versus showing up on Google. Now that being said, if you can get a landing page to rank on Google, congratulations, you're going to make a lot of money. You're going to make a lot of money.
Oh my goodness. You actually reminded me. So way back when Joe was working on houses, Joey Matterhorn, working on those houses and working with credit and all that, I remember he was working on a rent to own, I think, offer. So a rent to own homes type offer. And someone, I don't know if it was one of his employees, competitors, friends, or something, they created a YouTube video. So they created a YouTube video. It was 3 minutes long, where they talked about the offer. And then in the video description, it was just a YouTube video, they just had a link. And that YouTube video, because it was the only one on the topic, the only one when people search, would show up on Google at the very top when someone searched for rent-to-own homes. And so that that guy got thousands and thousands of dollars of affiliate traffic from that one YouTube video. And it was because it ranked on Google. And it was just because it was the only video on that topic. He found a niche and he was ranking there for at least a year without doing anything to that video because he was the only one on the topic. And now, as soon as someone starts seeing your success, I mean, we saw it with our lawn care company. As soon as you start seeing some success, people are going to come out of the woodwork and copy you as much as possible.
Yeah.
But
he
was up there for quite a while. I thought that was super cool.
Yeah, no, that is awesome.
I mean, hell, if I can create a YouTube video, it's been, honestly, that's something that we've talked about doing, is creating some more YouTube videos. This is our attempt to get out there and start making some content to possibly rank for those things. But I do almost want to bring up and talk about like making some shorter, not like short form videos, but like 5 to 10 minute long videos on some specific topics, because I feel like talking about lander page and being able to talk about landing page and what people need on there is a really important topic. But also there is a lot of content out there about landing pages and what you need specifically.
Yeah.
As always, if you are interested in any of these types of products, it's probably better for you to talk to someone about them. You can definitely go to any of these sites and read up on them. But if you're ever interested in talking, you can always come check us out.
You can follow the link at the bottom here.
Let me get there. Boom. If you follow that link
here. Am I pointing the right thing?
Yeah, I think you're pointing at the right thing. No, other way. That way. Yep. At least for me.
You're the only thing I have to base it off of, Cody.
Anyways, if you do want to come in, you want to chat, come schedule a chat with me. Fill out your information. I will get in contact with you, hit you with a link to schedule, and I'll spend 30 minutes talking about your business, what we can do for you, and what you might possibly need. More than anything else, that's what we try to do. We're trying to help people out.
Yeah.
But with that said, when you're generating those leads on Lander Page, I know one of the secondary softwares that Joey Matterhorn is working on is Validiform, which is a TCPA compliance tool. For those people who don't know, Jordan, do you want to explain the TCPA? What do you know about the TCPA?
I actually know quite a bit about the TCPA because
I was going to say you worked with it for a bit.
That was exactly what I was actually hired in. My original job with the company was to promote the software that we are obviously working on transitioning ourselves to talking about here. So I did learn a good amount about the TCPA. TCPA is the Telephone Consumer Protection Act. Basically, something that not a lot of people know, when you get those spam calls, spam texts, everything like that, it's something that you opted in to receive. If you did not opt in to receive that, you're actually entitled to a little bit of money, because you are protected by that TCPA, that if you did not agree by checking a box on a website or filling out a little, like, sign this at the mall to win a truck or something like that. Those are common ones. If you did not fill out anything like that and you got contacted, I believe it's $500.
Yeah, I think you have like a 500 for each instance or something like that. Now you do got to include
litigation. There's lawsuit. You got to do a whole bunch of
caveats. So I know for me personally, have you been getting the toll road texts?
Yeah. Those have gotten so bad, at least here in the state of Michigan, that along the highway there are signs that are like, toll road texts are fake. Do not believe them.
Literal signs. We don't have toll roads in Michigan, so I don't know.
It's crazy.
Enough of us go through like Indiana, I guess. Like they just assume we're in Chicago to hit these tolls.
If you cross the bridge, pay toll.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, you do.
But do they let you through without paying? Like you have to pay when you go through, though.
Yes, yeah, like to cross. Yeah, like you get across the bridge, and then that's where you pay at. You pay on the UP side, coming or going, I believe.
Interesting. I know for some tolls, it's like you just drive through, and then they like look up your license or your license plate, and then mail the toll to you later.
Those are like the fast pass kind of things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
or
had
like you get
those.
like a
I
little
had
box.
that.
I know when I used to work at Avis Rent a Car, and we used to have like these little like gray boxes that you like if you wanted to activate it, you could, and like we stuck them up to the windows, and basically like if you had it activated, you could flip it out whenever you would go through
Yes.
it, and like you could go through the fast lanes, and it would like scan it automatically,
Yeah,
and like just
which I
charge you for
mean,
that account.
that's super cool. In all honesty, like I'm kind of
Yeah.
here for stuff like that. But also, like, I see that, and it's like recording faces, and it's like recording your whole vehicle and all that.
So
Oh,
is almost every traffic light in any major city.
yes, yes, yes. Everything is recording you all of the time these days. But
I thought for so long, like facial recognition, like not for like unlocking your phone, but back when Snapchat first started doing like facial filters and stuff, I
oh yeah.
fought for so long to keep my face out of any of those. And then eventually I was like, well, now it's just literally in everything that like there's no way to avoid it.
Well, and that's exactly where it is all at. Like we end up where the technology is just so pervasive, you can't like go through and be a regular person without it. Like
Right.
I read something, and I think we talked about this before actually, with like smartphones. Like you can't go to most restaurants these days without a smartphone because you need a camera to scan the QR codes. Like
Yeah.
it's so weird and like niche, but they don't have a menu anymore.
Me and
And
my
I'm sure
mom
maybe they have some of it back, but
me and my mom went to Olga's on like Thursday or Friday, and uh like yeah, we originally we were like we're gonna do the sit down, we're gonna eat here, and then there was no menus, and my mom got very confused very fast by it, and I was like, let's just go up to the thing and order.
oh, well, see, exactly. And that's, I mean, it's one of the things that people are not going to get used to. But I mean, I felt the same way. I'll be real. My apartment complex, they have facial recognition scanners at every entrance. So when you walk up, a camera comes, scans your face, it checks your phone, your app to make sure you are who you said you are because you have to have the app and scan your whole face or whatever. And that's how we get into our apartment. Like that's pretty some
Yeah,
that's some psychopaths
that's crazy.
anime
Yeah,
world dystopian stuff right there.
we got Christian in the comments, my buddy Chris here, saying he's talking about AI, which we kind of touched on a
Yeah.
couple episodes ago. I think we touch on it a little bit in every episode we do, but like
It's gonna be
now,
impossible
like
not to
yeah,
touch
now
on
it's like if your face like all these companies own your facial scan now, and it's like they could sell that to an AI that can just recreate you. And like Snapchat now probably has taken my face and sold it to a million different people that China can reconstruct my face, or maybe not China, anybody,
it. Everyone.
anybody who wants to could
I
just
mean,
make a me.
yeah, and I'll be real. I think it's anyone can be duplicated at this point. Like, do you remember how long ago was it when there was that release of like millions and millions of social security numbers? It was like 500 million social security
Are you
numbers
talking
or
about
something like
literally
that
just
were
like the
released.
2 months ago one? Or are you talking about like
Oh,
the
maybe it was 2 months ago. Maybe it was
there,
multiple years. Maybe there's been more than one. But
well,
it's like
I don't know
at
about
this
Social
point,
Security, but I know there was a massive data breach like 2 months ago, the biggest like ever.
yeah, at this point, all of our data is so far out there. And I do think, like, similar to you, I am very much, especially being aware of ads and TCPA, because this is where let's bring this back real quick. We're all talking about TCPA and giving out your information. Um, Telephone Customer Protection Act, when you fill out your form and you give someone your PII, your personal identifying information, you give them the right to contact you. The TCPA is out there to protect you from people who are illegally contacting you. Now, those toll road texts that we first mentioned, just to circle back on those, most of those are coming from outside the country.
Yes.
So nothing can be done about those. We cannot prosecute people who are not in the U.S. We can ban them. We can go after them, make sure that those phone numbers can get deleted, their email accounts deleted. But at this point, with AI and tech, the way that it is, they can just go create a million more Gmails, a
Yeah, I was
million more
gonna say,
emails. Like,
don't ever use that as justification for the long process that is trying to bring down those people. If you're like, I'm just gonna make
yeah,
it so that they can't text anymore, so I just want to get them shut down. I don't care about what I'm getting out of it. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your
Yeah.
time at all. They have a million phone numbers on the back burner just ready to go in case that one gets shut down. They got
Yeah.
a
It
million
is.
different
I
IPs.
do. I feel like people do end up like wasting a lot of energy on
Yeah.
some of these like spammers and a lot of this like spam messaging. And it, so as someone who works in marketing, it really upsets me because these people are really, really shitty and they put a really bad name on marketing. Like, I want to create content that is valuable to you. My whole goal is to sit here and be able to chat and put my voice out into the void, and if someone hears it, maybe it's valuable to them. Hopefully, I mean, I'm a human being like actively trying to participate here, and it's just like it's difficult sometimes, man. And nowadays, especially with AI, there's just going to be more and more. What's the term that I've heard? AI slop. I think there's just going to be more and
Yeah.
more AI slop out here.
Yeah, it's crazy. But to loop it kind of back, what
Yeah.
our product Validiform does,
Yes.
what our product Validiform does is if you are on the side that sends those messages, if you're on the affiliate marketing side, like we've been talking about, what this is going to do is it is going to protect you from potential scammers. We, our company has dealt with people in the past who have, make a living off of trying to find ways to trick
Oh,
these systems to text you, and
yep.
then be like, I never agreed to that. So they can make a living off of suing for TCPA violations. What Validiform does for you is it's just a little code that you drop in the head of your page. Very simple to do. If you have web developers to do it for you, they can take care of it. If you don't, call us.
Or if you're using Lander Page,
Or
there
if
is
you're
a
using
section.
Lander Page, they're made to work with each other very easily.
Yeah,
But
I
what
do
it's
think
going
they're
to
working
do
on
is
like a
whenever
direct
that
integration.
user gets on your page, it records their interactions on that page down to an actual video that shows what they are doing only on that page. It's not a keylogger. It's not tracking what they're doing, nothing invasive,
Mhm.
only showing what they are doing on that page in particular. And that shows them filling it out, filling out the form, checking the boxes that agrees to be contacted, and then it also logs their IP address to make sure nobody is spoofing it on their behalf.
Mhm.
And then what it does is it logs it for you, and then I believe we've gone back and forth on kind of how it works. You may either have a plan that's going to be X amount of logs, so like you'll get 10,000 people, you get 10,000 video recordings, or it is you get credits, and then you essentially go through and be like, I need this one, like you have like a month to be like, I need to claim this recording here because this guy's
Yeah.
trying to sue or whatever.
From my understanding, so Validiform is one of the products we're working on getting to launch soon. But there's a little bit of work that needs to be done on the front end. The pricing model needs some adjustment, and then I know they're working on storage because,
Yeah.
for example, when you are working in affiliate marketing, some of these companies they generate hundreds of thousands, millions of leads a day. And so when you are collecting a million people's information, when you are recording a million videos,
Yeah,
and
that's a
each of those
million people
videos is
spending a
10 to 20
minute on that
seconds
web
long,
page.
yeah,
Yeah.
you need to be able to store those videos. You need to be able to keep that data safe and secure because what will happen and the way that these cases generally play out, I do want to touch on the people, the scammers, the TCPA people who come out here and try to scam companies. Companies are not perfect. They definitely have system glitches and mess ups. I know our company is not perfect, and we have had system glitches and mess ups. For example, we had a opt out error where if someone responded stop on one of our codes, and then they texted us again after responding stopped, they would get a response because they texted us again. So they opted out, and then they reached out to us again, and we would contact them. It was technically considered like a double opt-in. I don't think that was anything illegal on our end, but it was cause for concern because they're like, I didn't opt in, but it was like you texted us.
Yeah.
So I believe the Supreme Court actually just recently ruled that if you text or if you call someone, it is grounds for you to be contacted again.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if a call center calls you, you don't pick up, you call them and the call center doesn't answer. That's an invitation for the call center to call you back.
TCPA scammers have such a bizarre sense of entitlement, I think, where it's like, I didn't tell you to call me, and like to an extent, like it's like, yeah, but like when you are taking steps to intentionally have us call you without telling us we can call you, is that not essentially you telling us we can call you? Like
well, and I think it just comes down to common sense. Like a lot of people, a lot of scammers, like let's be real, it's just a lot of scammers. They operate in the minutia of the law and they're like, technically what you were doing was this. And it's like, okay, our system had a vulnerability and you abused it and we're sorry. We weren't trying to promote to you. We stopped it as soon as we knew, and we're doing the best that we can. We're not trying to, contact people. We actually ended up in a situation at one point where, and again, the whole point is these TCPA protections, Validiform, providing these recordings, we can show, hey, we contacted this person. Here's where they opted in. This is a video recording of them typing in their information and hitting enter, clicking a box on a form that we've created. And so being able to show that is the one and only secure way to get yourself out of these TCPA lawsuits. Being able to provide all of that information, such as IP address, where they were, how long they were on the page, signals, what they typed in, where they typed it in, is really important. Outside of that, the reason that these scammers exist is because a lot of these companies will just pay out instead of going through the legal trouble, because it costs more than $500 to battle this with a company lawyer. Like, it's easier to pay that $500, which is why all these scammers exist. And then they create academies to teach people how to TCPA people, and the whole industry.
They just need to be careful, though. They expect everybody to just roll over and die, but eventually you're gonna find that one owner who like cares more about extracting vengeance than he does how much money he's gonna pay for it. And
I always remember it. There is a pop song out there. It's like God Sent Me His Karma or something like that. Ooh.
Sounds like a female country song.
But anyways, that is what Validiform is primarily for. It's to protect you and your company while you're generating leads, while you're working in affiliate marketing. You do 100% want that TCPA protection. You want that ability to be like, hey, you agreed to this contact, and that's why we're reaching out. When you're generating a lot of leads, when you're doing a lot of contacts, being able to prove that is very important, so that people don't get together and all of a sudden eat into all of your profits. If you send out 1,000 text messages and you make, a $200-$300 profit, but one of those says, hey, we didn't opt in, and you can't prove it, there goes all your profit. You're not going to be able to accomplish anything with that. So better to be safe than sorry. Validiform is a protection and security software. It's one of those softwares that you're not going to realize you needed it until it's too late.
Absolutely.
And dear goodness, you don't want to be too late.
No. I mean, if you are doing affiliate marketing by phone, if you're doing any type of telephone marketing and you don't have Validiform or some other adjacent competitor to Validiform protecting you, you're going to lose more money than you're going to make. Very fast.
Or you're going to end up in a situation where you get that really big lawsuit, class action or anything like that.
Yeah,
you send out 1,000 text messages and then they band together with all 1,000 people because that list can't be proved. Oof.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
But anyways,
one final software as well in the Joey Matterhorn tool belt. One that I personally am not super hands-on with. I've never really done too much on the backside of this. So I'm going to go ahead and let you take it away and explain this one.
Yeah. Lead Branch. Lead Branch is an evolution of our CRM, our customer relationship management tool. So we've used a couple of different CRMs in our time, and I have experience personally with like HubSpot, mainly HubSpot. I've used a little bit of Salesforce, just looking into there. But these are places where you manage your customers, you manage your leads. So, for example, on goodrep.media, when I link that out, which let me get that link out to you again. Bada boom, right there. When you go there and you fill out one of those forms, that form that you fill out, now all of a sudden we have your information because you filled it out. You get added to our CRM lead branch, and I have the ability to go into that CRM and look at your lead, look at your information, and send you a message. I can send you an email. I can send you a text if you opted in to receive text messages. I can add notes if I want to call you, for example. And then I can kind of basically keep track of everything that I might need for a customer. If you're a small business, like one of the ones that we work with, if you're a massage therapist, you might use MassageBook. If you are a barber, you might use Square. If you are a esthetician, you might use Gloss Genius. These are all different CRM systems where your leads go, and you can manage them basically. We have used at GoodRep and parent companies. We've used our own internal proprietary CRM for the longest time. We've called it KP, named after the great and glorious Kyle Pro, man. We've been using Kyle Pro for going on 10 years. And Joe Delfgau, Joey Matterhorn. Joey Matterhorn himself has decided to try and get this to market to see if other people would be interested in using our CRM. And so the evolution of that is into Lead Branch. Lead Branch is set to launch, I believe, in the next month. But it's basically a lead management system. If you control a website, if you are generating leads on Facebook, if you are running an ad and you want to segment those lists, if you want to be able to go in and add notes, if you want to be able to manage those leads, Lead Branch is your answer. It is very new. We have a lot more capabilities in KP, but we are working on getting Lead Branch up and running, or I know the team is, I should say. But yeah, I've been in there a little bit, honestly, and there are some really cool features. There are a lot of different management systems for being able to segment your list. So for example, if you are a content website and you are generating newsletters as well as business signups, and you have these different segmented lists that you want to reach out to, it can be really important to recognize hey, these are paying customers who have ordered a service before, and these are not paying customers, but they said that they were interested in our services. And then these are people who are not interested in our services. They just joined us because they thought we share funny memes. So recognizing those three audiences, being able to send out a unique message to each one of them, being able to send a message to all three at the same time, and then being able to segment those lists down even more. If you're an emailer, you'll recognize, openers versus non-openers, being able to segment those lists down, clean those lists up. Validation software, when you are running a form, you can do a lot of different things to make sure that people who fill out that form are real. I think on our forms, Jordan, what do we use? We use Honeypot?
Yes. Yep. So we use Gravity Forms on pretty much all of the forms we use across our websites. Gravity Forms has a built-in spam protection in it called Honeypot. It also does have built-in reCAPTCHA as well. There is I say built-in, there's a little bit of external work that has to go in to setting that all up as well. You have to have a CAPTCHA account, which is through Google, and there's a handful of things that you have to do. But
I always love this when we kind of get into these, because it's hey, these are the things, you're literally here's the checklist. You're giving them the secret sauce, quote unquote, but the secret sauce is also multiple days of work, and a bunch of signups and waiting for approvals, and also prepayment and getting API requests.
But I mean, I think a good podcast has the sauce in it. You
gotta give the sauce.
Nobody wants to watch an hour-long podcast for them to go, and if you want to learn more, pay money. Like,
very fair.
ultimately, it is kind of what we have to do to an extent, because we are a business. We are trying to make money from a podcast. We do have things that, we're trying to do for you. But ultimately, if we aren't providing value, if we're not providing information on this podcast, then there's no reason for you to come back every week. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to give you the sauce. You just got to swim through an hour worth of video to find it.
Exactly. We try to be entertaining, but the secret sauce is in there too. And I, more than anything else, I think I like the fact that we can give away the secret sauce, because in all honesty, when you start hearing what the secret sauce is, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And you
And,
can do that work and figure it out,
and
but it will be cheaper and easier for you to hire us.
the quote unquote secret sauce is all very simple, very obvious things. It's just
But
getting there and doing it is the part.
yeah,
Where
and
it's
some of
like,
it is technical, but at this point, some of that technical stuff can even be handled with AI if you are willing to learn and get in there and do it. But building up that baseline knowledge so that you even know how to interact with AI in order to get it is very difficult.
Yeah.
Which, a little side tangent here, forgive me for getting off topic, but I think this is kind of fascinating. I was working with Eric the other day on one of our days off using AI to build a game, like just a browser-based game, to see if we could get something simple and easy working. And I went in with a simple idea. I was like, I'm going to make an incremental game. But I realized as I started getting into it, I don't have development experience. I'm not an educated developer. I'm not sure how all of these things work. I couldn't get it to remember things. So I would have it make up like a system. I'm like, hey, make up a tab, and I want there to be a combat system where my guy attacks a monster, and they have this much health. And that system would be set up, and that's great. And I'd be like, okay, well, when my guy defeats the other guy, I want a new guy to spawn. And I couldn't get it to remember that I wanted them to fight when they spawned a new guy. So it was like, how do I get the memory to work? And I don't have that development experience. That's where I feel like a lot of people will end up when they start getting into Google Business Profile, setting up affiliate funnels, running some ads, is I don't know what I don't know.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That makes sense. And there are ways, like, obviously, like, you can learn anything,
Yes.
you can learn to overcome that, but it's still, how do you handle getting to that first hurdle?
Anything is learnable. Like, who's the Mark Cuban himself, Mr. Fantastic? He
the Mr. Fantastic, or
no.
You're thinking of the older bald guy, not Mark Cuban.
Oh, I'm thinking of Shark Tank just in general. I'll be real.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of. It's not Mr. Fantastic is literally the Fantastic Four, Stretchy Reed Richards.
Maybe I've been watching too many.
He goes by something like that. It's not Mr. Fantastic. Is it Mr. like Fabulous?
Mr. Worldwide?
No, Mr. Worldwide's Pitbull.
Oh. No, that's Pitbull. Oh, okay, fair.
Oh man, hold on. Now you got me curious. I shouldn't look this up. Micah's probably getting frustrated watching us right now.
Oh, he's probably Kevin O'Leary. His nickname, Mr. Wonderful.
Mr. Wonderful.
Mr. Wonderful. And boy, is he wonderful.
Boy, is he okay.
I don't even remember why I was coming up with these.
I don't either. Hey, we're into that portion of the Joey Matterhorn live where we're just riffing, baby. All riff central around here.
We are riffing it out. Let's close it out. Lead branch is coming around. It's a CRM. If you need a CRM, if you are generating leads, if you're interested in these types of software, if you want to talk about any of these topics, I'd love to chat with you. Again, I'm going to share the link one more time. This is the last time you're going to get it. It's really not hard. Goodrep.media. If you go Google us, we're there. Thumbnail? Oh, goodness. But with that said, that's Joey Matterhorn. So Joey Matterhorn, we're on their channel. We're glad to be here as Goodrep. We've worked with Joey Matterhorn for quite a while now, working on their website, working on some of these software websites. And it's been a real pleasure, honestly. They have a lot of really, really big ideas. And we'll see how those all kind of pan out over time. But I do think that there are some really good opportunities for education here. I think Joey Matterhorn, just in general, has a lot of really good information, and I think it's worth noting, like, he's made a lot of money. Some of the things that people who make a lot of money say sound insane, but there's a reason that they've made a lot of money, and sometimes it is just that they've gotten lucky and timing worked out. Like, let's be real, there is that type of energy, but there's also the idea of like going out there and getting things done, and being willing to take the risks and take those steps. And I think analyzing how those types of people think is really, really useful, because it will help you understand why they're making millions of dollars.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Ugh.
absolutely. Absolutely. They got to where they are for a reason. Sometimes that reason is luck, but
Yeah,
hey, maybe you'll get lucky too.
exactly. And I mean, more than anything else, come up with that offer, work on those ideas. Like, dude, there are so many things just out there. Like, I've been actually considering, and this is good transition because I don't know how monetization will work on this, but like, I've been thinking about starting like a DMs guild type thing where we
Right.
would meet up like weekly on like a weeknight maybe, or on like a Saturday or something like that. Hit a library or a Schuler's, because I see Schuler's, and just be like, hey, if anyone wants to show up, me and two other DMs are going to be here with a stack of pre-made character sheets, and we're going to run a level 1 campaign for people for 3 hours, and all three of us are going to do the same thing, like similar game nights, and then we're just going to do it kind of weekly with different characters. And I think that'd be like a really cool event. I know that game stores have done something similar to this in the past,
Hmm.
but I'd rather not do it through a game store. I'd rather do it through like an outside group that meets in a public space. And I think that'd be really cool, because you build that up, you gain an audience, you gain some people who are in there, and now all of a sudden I'm like, hey, I have 30 people that meet up weekly to play Dungeons and Dragons on Saturday nights. Do you mind if we rent out your bar and
Right.
get discounted drinks? And then everyone comes, and now all of a sudden I have an event that I'm putting on, and I can
Now
start
all of a
charging.
sudden you got drunk people at your Dungeons and Dragons event, and all of a sudden it's horrible.
Okay, maybe not that, but it's the idea of like building up that audience and having like, okay, now I've got a group of DMs who are here, and I've got a group of players who like to get together and they regularly do this thing, and now what can I do with them? How can I expand it? What are my options here? I've got an audience. I feel like there's monetization to happen, but also like it'd be kind of cool to have that under my belt, you know?
Yeah.
It'd be fun to
Yeah,
do.
no, that'd be cool. I've played around a little bit. I've done like well, I shouldn't say I've done. I signed up to do it and I had people sign up, but then I'll admit I got a little bit of social anxiety and backed out of
Oh
it.
yeah,
Came up with like a shitty excuse and backed out of it. But I've played around a little bit with like the start playing games. If you're familiar with start playing, it's
I'm
like
not.
it's a website where you can sign up to either be a DM or you can pay to play as a player, and people and like it pays DMs to do virtual sessions, you know?
That's kind of cool. See,
Yeah.
and that's
And I had three people sign up, $5 a head, you know? I could have made 15 bucks for a night of doing it. And like I said, there was a little bit of social anxiety. I was working that day already. I was kind of like, I don't know that I really want to do this. Gave them all a bad excuse, chickened out, not proud of myself
uh,
for admitting this
well.
lie.
Hey man, at least you can sit here and acknowledge it, and I think that's an important thing to be able to do.
Yeah.
If you can acknowledge it, it sets you up for the future. Because next time, hopefully, that you can look at it and be like, "Yo,
Yeah.
that sucked.
Yeah.
I want to do it." Although doing it with randoms, I do think would be super interesting.
Yeah.
I think I
It's like
just want to play more D&D.
one of the guys right off the rip was like I was like I kind of want to do like I was like it's a one shot. Still kind of would like to, if you guys are okay with it, have like a little session zero, like 20 minutes where we just kind of I talk to everybody, we get to know each other, then the next day we'll play. And then this guy was like, it's a one shot. We don't need to do a session zero for it. And I'm like, well, I'm the DM and I'm kind of telling you that I do. And in the notes that I put for my DMing, I put like I like to do a session 0. So like, yeah, I don't know, dude, just like rubbed
just
me
to
the wrong way
set
right away.
expectations.
Yeah. And then I like looked
Which
at
I
it.
think,
He clearly like min maxed his character and stuff, and I was just like, this guy's gonna be a pain.
yeah. See, and I feel like that's why I wouldn't want to start with something paid right away. That's why I'm like, build up an audience, get a group of people who will show up regularly, and then see what happens.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, when they do things, they do it for the monetization, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to go into any type of project with the idea of like, my goal is to get to making money. I want to go into it with the idea of like, my goal is to create something cool and then understand and like have the skill and ability to know what can make me money in the future. Like, there are infinite number of ways to monetize an audience once you have an audience. Like, there are so many ways to do it, and it's not even necessarily like if you have an audience, it's if you have a group of people. Like, if you own a lawn care company, do you know how much cheaper it is to buy your equipment? Because when you go, you're like, hey, I own a lawn care company and I'm going to buy 5 mowers at the same time,
Mhm.
and I'm going to continue to buy more mowers from you. You get those discounts. You
Yeah.
buy a fleet of trucks, you're going to get discounts. If you have you own a fleet of trucks who do all of this, you set up an exclusive contract with an auto company that will work on your cars, and now all of a sudden you have discounted repairs. Like, you want to be a group of people with buying power.
Yeah.
You want to be a group. You want to be a community.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's what I would want to do.
Yeah.
Building community is huge, at least in my opinion.
Absolutely. I agree fully.
Yeah.
But I think we've hit our 1 hour mark here. I mean, it's technically not 1 o'clock yet, but we did kind of go a little live a little
we
early.
did start a little bit
And
early, which I think we're gonna keep doing. Starting
yeah,
a couple
yeah.
minutes early.
The only thing I'm hesitant about is every minute that we are live is a minute that gets run through our Opus credits.
Yes. Which, oh well, it will be it will be what it will be, but
Yeah.
also fair and valid. You wanna sign us off?
Yeah. So I'm just sitting here thinking about how I'm about to sign us off, and in the YouTube video it's gonna be so delayed. So this has been what do we even call our Joey Matterhorn live? I know
we
like
do
lunch
lunch
with
with
Good
the
Rap
Red
Boys.
Boys 2 days in a row.
We have lunch 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
well,
that's I always call it, because
fair enough.
we meet.
Thank you
we meet on
everybody for
Tuesdays and
tuning
we
in to Lunch with the Good Rap Boys. I've been Jordan. This has been Cody. I think I'm pointing in the right direction. I don't even know anymore. We're happy to talk to you about all things Joey Matterhorn today at noon. We went live with information on the Joey Matterhorn tool belt. Tomorrow we'll be coming to you live at the same time on the Good Rep Media channel. Feel free to come check us out. There we're going to be talking about getting into the minds of your potential clients or customers. And we're going to provide you some very valuable information. Thank you all. We appreciate you. Get home safely. I love you.
Get home safely, and I love you. I love it. It's been a pleasure, guys. You have a good rest of your day.